quickly show you how I did the decorating on the box itself. I measured the height of this section of the box, the lid, and I measured the base, and I found that if I cut it at about 4 inches tall for this one and about 2 inches tall for this one, that it was just perfect, and I needed a strip to go around. But what I found was 12 inches, this designer paper is 12 inches wide, did not quite go all the way around. So let me show you how I cut an additional piece to help me splice these together. Okay, so here is what I cut when I cut the 4-inch tall strip and the 2-inch tall strip. Like I said, this 12-inch piece did not quite go all the way around the box. So I had to cut 3 inches more of each piece. And then I just spliced them together. And I used the fast fuse because I felt that this was going to give me the best adhesive. And I know that these patterns don't match exactly, but you'll probably notice here that really they go pretty well. It's not really that noticeable that they are not matching exactly. So now I have a longer piece. I have an almost 15-inch long piece of each one, and that's what I need to cover the box. So I took my box and actually kept it together because it was just a little bit sturdier that way. And I put fast fuse. I love the fast fuse. I'll link to my video on using fast fuse here for you. So if you haven't used it or if you're having trouble, it'll give you a tip. When you get to the end, you make this little check mark. And that is what allows you to use the fast fuse without any of those gummy strings that go all over. And a tip that I recently heard is instead of always checking off to one side, try to check the opposite way. So I'll check to the right a couple times and then I'll check off to the left a couple times. And it's kind of retraining my brain to do that. Yeah, it's sticky. Retraining my brain to do it that way, but that will really help you. Okay, so then I wanted my seams on kind of on the side panel, so I thought it would be best to start on the side panel. And I just laid that down, kind of smoothed it. Let's smooth this over the edge. And then I just kind of pulled it taut as I wrapped around. I did try putting the fast fuse on the box, and the box must be, well, it is kind of a little bit slick, and the fast fuse didn't really want to stick onto the box, so I found it was much better just to put it onto the paper. Then I took my Stampin' Up! Bone folder and I just burnished the edges. And I found that this was much easier and faster than trying to measure and score that paper all the way around. And it's just perfect. It just looks wonderful. One tip for you, don't ever use this side with the print on your bone folder like that, because this will eventually start rubbing off onto your paper. So always use this blank side when you're burnishing with a bone folder. Okay, so then I wrapped this piece around the bottom, and when I was ready to put the cards in, you'll want to take this little piece out because that's just a little filler piece. Oh yeah, and you probably don't need that silica gel either. Get rid of that. But then you have this little bump out here. And so I pushed it into the corner like that, and I took my bone folder down inside and I just kind of burnished in there to flatten that and make it just kind of be part of the box. And I just worked at it just a little bit in there to get it really flat. And then you have a box that will hold the two sections. So this actually becomes the front to hold the 20 cards, and this holds the 20 envelopes. And then I also used some pretty ribbon to tie around, and I layered two of our ribbons. You might recognize this new jute. This is in the Occasions catalog, so it's available in the spring of 2015. And it's nice and wide. I believe it's 1.25 inches. Yeah, 1.25 inches wide. So then I just took a different ribbon, a contrasting ribbon, and I layered it on there and tied it around. On this one, I actually fast fused the two ribbons together. On this one, I didn't, and it doesn't really make a difference. Whoops. So however you want to handle that with ribbon or however you want to decorate it is fine. But I just thought that added just a little touch of pretty color to that. Right, so have fun, go make cards. This would be perfect for Mother's Day gifts or birthdays or, like I said, bridal showers, anything that you have to give several cards for. Have fun.